Okay, and we're gonna get started. Okay, Destinova, Georgie Pujol, Michael. Hi, thanks for joining. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Alexandra. I'm here for this live virtual retreat with Aloka Wellness. Aloka Wellness is a new website we have launched this month. It's basically a group of holistic practitioners that help people balance their life, body, mind, and spirit. So we really have a lot of professionals that can support your health with different modalities, whether it be diet, whether it be mind practice or energy or spiritual work, all kinds of work, okay? Aloka Wellness is also supporting a foundation in Guinea for children, so our work also involves us into that project. Hi everybody else, thank you so much for joining. Okay, so again, I'm Alexandra and I'm a holistic health coach. I was trained in the US. I lived in the US for about 20 years. I was trained with IIN. It's the Institute of International Nutrition, of Integrative Nutrition, based in New York. I got my certification as a health coach. If you guys don't know what a health coach is, to summarize, basically, I've been trained in nutrition, but also in life coaching. So a lot of personal development work, a lot of spiritual work with some of the most famous people in the US, Deepak Chopra and so on. We've had an intense training that I actually thoroughly enjoyed on a personal level. I fell into that training basically because I wanted to help people with their diet, and I wanted to help myself with some personal issues with my diet. And my physical health, and then I realized that our health goes way beyond our physical realm, and it actually involves our mind and our spirit. And if we don't look at the person on a whole, with a holistic approach, we're missing a lot of pieces of a puzzle. So that's how I started my education with IIN. And alongside with that, I also train as a yoga instructor in California, where I lived 17 years in the Bay Area. I specialize in vinyasa, although I can teach a variety of yoga, but I would say my groove is really vinyasa. I teach via Zoom every day, and I post a lot of my classes on my YouTube channel, which you can find under my website, alexandraleny, LENY.com. So if you want to get an idea a little bit more of my work as a health coach and as a yoga teacher, you will find more information there. And I'm also an energy healer. I practice Reiki here in the south of France. This is where I live currently. I've been here 3 years now after leaving the US. And I work with energy, Reiki, and I'm going to be trained this weekend with access bars. So I'm super excited, the more the merrier. All right, so today, as a holistic health coach, I'm here to help you improve your diet and your lifestyle with just simple adjustments, things you can do, you can integrate into your lifestyle, into your diet, that are not going to take a lot of energy and money and so on. So I'm going to approach that on different levels, okay? So the first thing, if you want to improve your diet, is to focus essentially on a whole real food diet, the closer to nature, right? Basically the food that's sitting in the corner, that's not talking, that doesn't have a list of ingredients, that's the kind of food you want to eat, the way nature intended. Single ingredients, basically. You want to focus on organic ingredients as much as possible, so you're not exposing yourself to pesticides and fungicides and GMO and all kinds of nasty toxins in your food to optimize your health. And you want to eat locally, so the food hasn't traveled. It's not only good for the planet, but it's also good for you because the food is actually freshly picked, so it's full of nutrients, it's full of life versus half dead because it has been basically picked at its prime life. You want to eat seasonally. Why? Because, first, it's always fresher. And then second, it's more readily available. And that's what your body needs. the body is perfectly in sync with the seasons. So in the winter, you need more grounding food, for example. You need more nourishing food, more young food that grows under the earth. And in the spring and summer, you need more raw food, more light food, yin energy food that grows above the ground, basically. So it's a good visual to kind of understand. So like I said, whole real foods, organic, local and seasonal, and devoid of any artificial ingredients such as high fructose corn syrup, MSG, GMO, like I was saying earlier. Any nasty preservatives in your food, you want to stay away from that, okay? And you want to make sure this diet includes mostly plant-based food, okay? The more color, the more antioxidants, the more phytonutrients. That's really what your body craves, beyond the 3 macro groups, protein, carbs, and fats. Your body needs micronutrients. And these micronutrients are exactly what your body needs in order to thrive on a daily basis, to basically give you the energy that you need to function optimally so that your organs are happy and functioning to their max. So a lot of plant-based food, including fruit and vegetables. Fruit, you're thinking about 3 pieces of fruit a day. And vegetables, the more the merrier, and you want a variety of color. You want to buy, obviously, like I said, seasonally. So whatever you find at the market, and that's why I like to, shop at farmers markets, is that you have to buy whatever is in season. They're not going to sell you bananas and avocados and strawberries in the winter. So it really kind of forces you to explore and play. I like to play with my food, and I actually recommend that you do, be creative. Just go in the kitchen and look at it as a challenge and a way of expressing yourself versus looking at it like it's a chore. For me, food preparation, just thinking about food gets me excited. Just thinking about the next meal gets me excited, and preparing is it's like a whole art project for me. It's like a little challenge to, whatever's in the fridge, and you gotta whip up something. So again, shop at the farmer's market, buy seasonal, and force yourself to buy vegetables that you're not used to. And it doesn't really require a PhD, really. You can steam, you can saute, you can puree, you can juice, you can roast, you can turn into soups. There are so many ways to prepare your veggies, you really can't fail. And try to also play with seasoning, like spices and herbs and different kind of oils, and maybe tamari, apple cider vinegar, and sesame, all kinds of seeds and nuts, to make your food a little bit more fun, so it doesn't taste the same. Like, you could seriously eat the same ingredient over and over again, but the way you're gonna dress it up is gonna make it more interesting, more palatable. We get bored easily. So even if you eat the same kind of foods, depending on how you're gonna prepare it, how you're gonna season it, how you're gonna dress it up, is going to make a whole difference, okay? So again, a lot of vegetables. When you look at your plate, you wanna have at least half your plate. I go as far as 60% full of vegetables. And you want to include a variety of raw and cooked vegetables. You want balance, yin and yang. In everything you do in your life, you want yin and yang, whether it be in your activities, your relationship, your food, everything you do, you want balance. You don't want any extreme. Obviously, in the summer, you can get away with a lot more raw food, but be careful if you have a low Agni. Agni is your digestive fire. So be careful with that, because you might have difficulty digesting, and if you have IBS, it's going to induce flare-ups. And in the winter, you need usually a lot more cooked, simmered, souped, puree vegetables that are more young, that again grow under the ground, that are more rooting to anchor you down during that season. And then the rest of your plate is going to include some proteins and carbs. And for those who have a weak Agni, weak digestion, I would say either or, you pick, okay? So for example, you could have your protein for lunch. And again, protein means a lot of different things. It's not just animal products. And if you choose animal products, please choose carefully. Go for pastured, go for wild fish versus farm. Go for organic, so you know how the animal was raised and how it was killed, how it was treated. Because the energy of the animal actually goes into your body. We are energy, and whatever you consume, you become. So just be mindful about that. And then you also have all the legumes, the chickpeas, the lentils, and they're all different colors, you know, the red lentils, the beluga lentils, the green lentils. You have grains that do contain a lot of amino acids like quinoa. For example, buckwheat has quite a bit of protein. You have soy. I'm not a big fan of soy, so I won't discuss it today. We can discuss that privately, especially in the US. It's GMO and it has phytoestrogens. So if you have hormonal issues, it could be good or bad. So I'm not too big a fan of that, especially if it's processed. You know, like in Asia, they consume fermented soy. They do not consume soy the way it's processed, you know, in Western countries, like in the form of milk or in the form of tofu. It's just too inflammatory. And then you want some whole grains. I recommend to my clients, in order to reduce inflammation, and we're going to talk about that right after, but I recommend gluten-free grains. So those include quinoa, buckwheat, corn, polenta, if it's non-GMO obviously, rice, and you got red rice, you got black rice, white rice, brown rice, long rice, short, basmati, Thai, you got so many different varieties. And you do want to soak these, okay, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Okay, so you have your protein, animal or plant-based, you have your whole grains. If you have weak digestion, you pick either protein, animal protein, or whole grains. But plant-based protein are okay with whole grains. Okay, it's only the animal proteins. Like say, fish and potatoes is a no-no if you have a weak digestion, or meat and rice is a no-no, or chicken and pasta is a no-no. If you have a strong acne, I mean, go for it. You know your body better. But that's usually my recommendation. And then obviously healthy fats. Why? Because your body needs them. We need good fats, and that's not what makes us fat. What makes us fat is mostly sugar. So you want plant-based fats. So you're thinking unrefined oils. You want omega-3 oils like hemp and walnut and flax. You want olive oil, obviously monosaturated fats. You want avocado. You want nuts and seeds. You want coconut oil as well. It's a saturated fat, but it's actually a good one. And this one's really good for roasting and baking, because it has like a sweet taste. And those fats are good for what? For your skin, anti-aging, for your brain, your neurons, for giving you a feeling of satiety, so you don't feel hungry after a couple of hours. They're good for your heart as well. So we need the fats. So make sure you have at least, say, 10 to 20% of your meal with healthy fats, and about say 30-40% of protein, carbs, and then the rest is going to be your veggies, prepared different ways, and again, raw or cooked. Okay, so that's for the diet. Again, this diet is anti-inflammatory. Why? Because it's full of colors, because it's full of antioxidants and phytonutrients. It does not, or it's reduced in gluten and dairy and sugar and soy and caffeine and alcohol. Okay, these are my big 5 like no-nos. And these are okay occasionally if you don't have obviously an allergy. I have an allergy to gluten, so I can't really fool around with that. With dairy, same thing, usually cow's milk. It's a type A1 kind of milk, which is really hard for the human body to break down, to digest. A2 type of milk like goat and sheep is a lot more, it's a lot easier to digest, so you could get away with that if you have no sensitivity to casein, which is the protein in dairy, or lactose, which is the sugar in dairy. So again, you want to reduce gluten, dairy, sugar, soy. Corn for some people can be inflammatory, and caffeine and alcohol. Okay, and then again, if you eat a lot of plant-based, a lot of whole real foods, that's anti-inflammatory per se. And why do you want a diet that's anti-inflammatory? It's basically because inflammation is the root cause of all disease. So if you focus on anti-inflammatory foods, you're giving yourself a really good asset to fight off any inflammation in your body that's caused by not only your diet, but also stress, lack of sleep, your environment, toxins. So that's really the main focus here. Okay. I see a lot of vegetables. You guys are so funny. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I love my veggies. You know, I mean, one meal without veggie and I die. Seriously, it's so sad. You know, they're so full of taste and color, and they make life so much more fun. So make sure you add them up. Then I'm going to move on to water, because your body is made up of 70% water, so it does make sense that the quality of your water be taken into account. Our water nowadays is full of crap. Okay, let's get real. I mean, I lived in California. I also had fluoride, chloramine, which is actually more nasty than chlorine. In France, there's no fluoride, but we have chlorine, and it's pretty strong. There's also VOCs. VOCs are volatile organic compounds that are basically residues of whatever crap people pee and poop in the water, and just all kinds of environmental residues. So you don't want that. And it's infinitesimal quantities, but over a lifetime, the older you get, the more chance you accumulate this crap, and that's what causes cancer long term. It's the accumulation of toxins and the degenerescence of your cells. So you want to be mindful of that. So try to get filtered water. So you place a filter. You can use a Brita filter. You can use the charcoal filter that you place in a jug. Or you can invest in a bigger water filter for your faucet in the kitchen, also for your shower head in the bathroom, because you're seriously, when you're taking a shower, like your pores are soaking up all this water. So you ingest, indirectly a lot of water. Your skin's dry when you go in the shower, so you ingest all that crap. And then you're breathing it. Your lungs are like fully exposed to all those nasty toxins. And that also includes heavy metals, like lead and such that are in the pipes that give a color, that reddish color sometimes. That's copper. So make sure you invest in the filter. There's also like whole house water filter, and you can look it up online. I'm like a little of a nerd when it comes to health, but I literally spent 1 hour searching water filters when I was in the US. If you want more information, you can always ping me later. But you want either reverse osmosis, although I'm not a big fan of that because it does waste a lot of water. It takes a lot of time. I don't think it's that eco-friendly. It goes through membranes. And it does remove all the minerals. Same with distilled water. It does remove the minerals, and your body needs the minerals. So for me, and also it's always a personal choice, whatever I say is a personal choice. I like the carbon cartridges. And if you really have a good quality filter, you have multiple cartridges that filter the VOCs, the heavy metals, and the fluoride, and the chlorine, and all that crap basically. And it makes a big difference. Okay. So that was for the diet, that was for the water. And we're going to move on to digestion, because without a good, strong Agni, like I was telling you in Ayurveda, our health is determined by the state of our digestive system. Everything stems from your core. And if your digestion is weak, if you don't digest and assimilate the nutrients, you're going to have low energy, you're going to have inflammation in your body, you're not going to absorb the nutrients properly. You might develop autoimmune issues if you have food allergies as well. So you want to make sure your digestion is super strong, and for that purpose you want to eat food that your body tolerates. So you want to eliminate anything you might be sensitive or allergic to, because that's going to further damage your guts, the lining of your guts. You want to eat obviously the diet that I mentioned right above, and then you want to make sure you chew your food well. Like literally you want to turn your food into juices, and you want to eat up your smoothies and your juices to put saliva. Whenever you create saliva, you create amylase in your mouth that's going to start breaking down your food. I mean, even the thought of thinking about your food, your body prepares itself and starts creating enzymes in your body so you can better digest your food. So if you throw yourself at the table without thinking about what you're going to eat, without touching, smelling your food, knowing what's prepared, you haven't started the process of making up enzyme and preparing your body for digestion. So you want to make sure you have a calm environment to eat. Like it's almost like a mindful practice to eat, like almost like a mini retreat. Like it breaks up your day, and that's why we have those meals, so we can recharge, reset. So create a nice environment. You can light up candles. You can take out the nice silvery and china. You can put some soft music, no TV, no cell phone. I'll go as far as picking the crowd you're eating with. Don't have a meal with people who get on your nerves, because that's really gonna hinder your digestion big time. So pick your crowd carefully, not just at the table but everywhere. And then beyond chewing well, also making sure you're not eating until the point of your belly is like full. Well, because it's like a big balloon. When your belly is full, there is no room for digestive juices, for enzymes to do their work, right? It's like a big balloon. It's not going to have enough room to move things around and you know, bring that, you know, motion of breaking down the food, even like the physical motion of the stomach. So 80% full, 20% room for digestive juices, okay? Drinking at meals, always a big question. Yes, in small quantities. It's always better to drink between meals, especially half an hour before a meal, because it kind of, you know, if you're always hungry and eating too much, it kind of slows down your need for food. And preferably room temperature warm, but never ever drink icy cold like Americans do with their food, because that it's just like, okay, your digestive system is agni, it's fire. It's like throwing icy cold stuff on a fire. Well, the fire is going to be dead instantly, okay? So you want to have room temperature or even tea, and you want to sip it, or you know, even wine if you want. Out of all the alcoholic drinks, probably red wine, consumed with moderation, is always the best, because at least you have the antioxidant. So if you're going to pick that, if you like beer, be careful because it has gluten, okay? And if you like cocktails, careful, it's full of sugar. Okay, so that was the drinking part, water part, and digestion. Digestion, yeah, I forgot to mention, to optimize your digestion, you want to also soak your grains, so quinoa, rice, buckwheat, blah, blah, blah. You want to soak it up to remove the enzyme inhibitors that hinder your digestion and leach all the minerals from your body. That substance around the grain is there to absorb the nutrients from the earth, and it does the same in your body. It absorbs all the minerals from your body, and it also is irritating for the lining of the guts, for the villi that absorb the nutrients. And then you want to soak the nuts. I'll go as far as soaking, like, say, almonds and walnuts and such, to remove those enzyme inhibitors. So grains, legumes, obviously, that's a must. Otherwise, you're going to start like exploding. So if you have like bloating after a meal, it's probably because your grains, your legumes or nuts were not prepared properly. Were not soaked. Soaking means soaking in a glass container, no plastic ever. Overnight, you rinse it and then you cook it, or you soak it at least 6 hours. So it just requires that the night before you go to bed, you know, you're like, okay, what am I going to eat tomorrow? And you just put it in a glass jar, put it in the fridge so it does not ferment outside, and then the next day you rinse it and you cook it. Okay. For digestion, what did I forget? Yes, add those digestive spices like cumin and coriander and fennel and ginger. These are digestive spices. They're not hot spices, and they actually they support the enzyme, the work of your enzyme in your digestive system. So they help you kind of cook your food in some way. And same for the sweet spices like cardamom and cinnamon and clove and nutmeg, and those are really good to enhance your digestion. If you have digestive issues, and I have a lot of clients that specialize in digestive health and immune health. If you do have some digestive issues, whatever it is, IBS, you know, constipation, diarrhea, bloating, gas, whatever, any kind of pain, do take a probiotics and do take some digestive enzymes. Sometimes as we age, we make less enzymes, our body makes less enzymes, and sometimes when we have a compromised digestion, we don't produce enough enzymes to break down our food, so we have all kinds of digestive issues. So those would be the must. And you can also include probiotics through your food, you know, like fermented vegetables like kimchi, and also fermented drinks like kombucha, like kefir, kvass, as well. Those are really good to include in your diet. And a little goes a long way. Like literally, like you have a shot at the end of. That's what I have. I have a shot at the end of my meal of kombucha or kefir, or I have like a tablespoon of fermented vegetables. These will help enhance your digestion. They basically feed the good bacteria in your guts, and you want to have a healthy microbiome. Lots of good guys versus bad guys. Okay. And to feed those good guys, you need prebiotics. The prebiotics are easy to find in a diet. They basically are in garlic, onion, leeks, and jicama. And this kind of fiber is like food for your probiotics in your gut. So you want to make sure you eat your veggies this way. You get all ground covered. Okay. Then we're gonna move, making sure we have plenty of time, but we're gonna move into detox. Okay, if your body is full of toxins, you're not gonna have a good health. Think of your body just like your car. If you don't do an oil change, if you don't do a car tune, a checkup every now and then, or a body checkup, it's the same. If you don't clean the crap, don't expect your body to function optimally. You're gonna feel like sluggish and difficulty sleeping, stressed, poor digestion, poor immunity, just poor everything. So it starts with detoxifying your body, because there are toxins everywhere in our diet, environment, the things we breathe, we touch, ingest, smell, and everything. So you want to detoxify your body by eating the diet that I just mentioned. All this fiber is just gonna flush everything out. All the antioxidants are gonna fight with free radicals from the toxins all around. So all of that is going to help detoxify your body. Include a lot of fiber. Drink a lot of teas, herbal teas, because they do have healing properties, like some have antioxidants, some are calming like tulsi, some help with digestion like mint, some help calming the nervous system like chamomile. There's digestive plants as well that are really good for helping digestion, like melis, I'm not too sure what's that in English, rosemary and such. They are really good for digestion as well. So you want to include these. They're gonna help detoxify your body. Cleansing food per se, obviously greens, because they're full of chlorophyll. They're going to bathe your body with chlorophyll and remove all the crap out of your system, oxygenate your cells. So that's going to help your cells cleanse themselves. Cruciferous, that's the family of cabbage. So broccoli, cauliflower, help detoxify your liver. They contain sulforaphane, that's a substance that's a potent detoxifier, and they just flush the crap out of your liver. And your liver is one of your biggest digestive organs, that produce also hormones that perform so many functions that that we can't even count them, and it's a major organ in the body. So it supports the detoxification pathways of your body. Garlic and ginger are really good. Onions, turmeric, citrus also are very cleansing, like drinking warm water with lemon in the morning helps flush all the toxins out of your digestive organs. So these are really good. Taking some herbs, bitter herbs. So bitter herbs would be dandelion, they would be milk thistle, rosemary. These are really good. Anything that tastes bitter that you may not like are really good for detoxifying your body. In terms of supplements, B complex is really good for supporting your liver as well. And then chlorella, seaweed like chlorella and spirulina are really good potent detoxifiers. Even herbs like cilantro and parsley are really good for metal detoxification. So just chop them up in your salad over your food. That's what I do every day. I buy them every week. Just keep them in the fridge in a glass of water like flowers, and then you include them in your diet. Okay, so that's for detoxifying. Also, Epsom salt bath is really good for detoxifying your body. You can soak in there for about half an hour with 1 cup of Epsom salt. And stimulating your lymphatic system. So that's exercising, that's jumping up and down on a trampoline, that's just basically moving your body is going to help move the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system does not have a pump, so you need to stimulate it. Massage as well is really good for stimulating the lymphatic system. So either self-massage like Abhyanga, which is an Ayurvedic practice, that we can talk if I coach you privately, but also self-massage like dry brushing, from the bottom of your body all the way to the top towards the heart to stimulate that lymphatic system. So that's really good for detoxification. And then obviously, to avoid the toxins in the first place, be mindful of the cleaning products that you use in your house. Try to go for eco-friendly brands that are supportive of the ecosystem, and also do not expose you and your family to all those nasties. My biggest pet peeve is probably the fabric softener, that's known to cause cancer. It's everywhere. You breathe it in your clothes at night, in your sheets, in your bed. People carry it around like perfume. It's like carried around like seriously, like it just smells everywhere. And they go out through those vents through your dryer out in the street, and you walk by, you think you're getting some fresh air, a nice walk, and then you just get a whiff of that, and it really annoys me. So yeah, try to avoid fabric softener. Try to avoid also those plugged-in deodorizers, like for cars and homes. These are known for to cause cancers, same as candles that are synthetic, that have synthetic perfumes. Try to stay away from that, and then be mindful also of anything you put on your skin, because again, your skin is like a sponge, especially when it's dry. So careful about the hygiene and beauty products that you use. And they say that a female uses between 20 and 30 beauty products a day. I don't know if I use that many, but anyway, that's a lot of exposure. So pick products that don't contain phthalates and SLS and parabens and all those nasties and petroleum derived ingredients. Go for natural, go for organic as much as possible. I mean, like usually like one single ingredient, like oils for your body, or even for cleansing, removing your makeup, natural deodorant with baking soda. I mean, there's so many do-it-yourself ways of making your own hygiene and beauty products out there. I do recommend also reducing your exposure to plastics. So try to store your food in glass that's non-reactive, china that's non-reactive. Cook in cast iron, enamel like Le Creuset dishes, or glass like Pyrex, non-reactive versus like Teflon that's known to cause cancer as well. Stainless steel also is a really good way of storing food if you're afraid that it's going to break when you're on the go, like stainless steel water bottles, for example. So again, stainless steel, glass are non-reactive, and china as well is non-reactive. What did I forget? Air your room in the morning when the air is heavy, so there's no allergen. Air your room in the evening before you go to bed, because they say that there are more pollutants indoor than there are outdoor, so that's a little scary because everything's sprayed, your computer sprayed, fire retardant. If you live in California, I'm sure you know the regulations there. But the furniture is spread, all the fabrics, your sofa, your drapes, your pillows, everything is spread with fire retardant. I'm not sure about regulation in other countries, in other states, but I know in California it is. And even our clothes contain all kinds of fixers, color fixers, or non-wrinkling agents that are also known to cause cancer. So go for natural fabrics like cotton and linen and wool and silk, and if you can, organic if you can afford. But go for natural versus synthetic, because your skin does not like it. It can't even breathe properly. It makes you sweat and stink. And then the non-visible pollutants, they say that's the new cancer of this century, EMFs, right? I know that 5G is very controversial at the moment, but switch your Wi-Fi at night. I know I am sensitive to Wi-Fi. I get really antsy if the Wi-Fi is on, so I put it on, it's like automated on my provider. I can program it to turn off at 11 and get back on at 7. If you have kids, it's really good. This way they don't cheat and they don't spend the night on data, on Wi-Fi, sorry, and you'll sleep more soundly. So turn your Wi-Fi. Don't use your cell phone close to your head. Use your air tube earbuds. Don't wear. Oh, that's something that scares me. Now the new sports bra for women, they have side pockets where you can put your bra. Gee, you're frying your breast, and guys, if you put it in your pocket, you're frying your balls. So don't. Okay, keep it away from you, in a bag but not on your body, and turn the Wi-Fi off. Okay. A little speech on supplements. That's always something that I like to approach on a personal basis, individual basis, because we're all different. So supplements are really something you recommend based on whatever health issues you may have. But I would say to cover all grounds, the basic supplements would be a probiotics in the morning that you could take every other day. You don't have to take it every day, but go for a variety of strains and a high number of strains, 25 billion, for example. And then if you have digestive issues, maybe digestive enzymes, and you don't have to take them every time, but whenever you have a hard time digesting certain foods, or you eat out, for example, or you've eaten too fast, you didn't chew well, or you were stressed. Magnesium, because we're all stressed, the way we live, we are depleted, our food is depleted, and that's why we often have to take supplements, even a multivitamin, because our food nowadays is grown so fast that it does not contain as many nutrients that it used to. Our soil is depleted, so it does not feed our food as much with nutrients. So you could add some magnesium in the evening. The magnesium, let me show you. Like there's magnesium bisglycinate. This is a French, I don't even know, it's actually a Belgian brand. But I like this one for people, if you have difficulty falling asleep and staying asleep, this is really good. This type of magnesium bisglycinate is good for people with sleep issues. Otherwise, just like a marine, magnesium is really good to take in the evening. It's a muscle relaxant. So say, for example, you exercise and you see your body twitching like that, that's a sign that you need minerals and especially magnesium. So that's a good one to have. Probiotics, as I was saying earlier, have it first thing in the morning, with your warm lemon water, and that's going to repopulate your guts. The vegetarian digestive enzyme, I like this because it's not animal derived, it's plant derived. You can take that with your meals. That's Solgar. You can find it everywhere nowadays. That's a multivitamin that I like because it's derived from food. It's organic. I'm not sure if it's French or Belgian. Vitamin D, if you're not exposing your skin daily to sunshine, you need it for your bone, for your immune system, for your mood, for all kinds of functions, anti-cancer as well. And then fish oils to reduce inflammation. There's also a version that's derived from seaweed for vegan, vegetarian peeps. That helps lower inflammation. It's good for your brain with DHA and for your heart with EPA. And then the potent detoxifiers that I mentioned to you earlier, I like to take it. I have anemia, so I like to take it. But chlorella is really good for heavy metal detoxification. Spirulina for like overall boost when you're like tired, fatigued. And it's full of chlorophyll. Both are full of chlorophyll, so they're good detoxifiers and general remineralizer. I don't know if that exists, but I made it up. Okay. So that's for the supplements, and then obviously move your body. Your body is designed to move. We're supposed to have a still mind and a moving body, and nowadays it's the opposite. We have an active mind and we have a still body. So try to get your body to move. Find an exercise form that you actually enjoy, otherwise you're not going to do it. Maybe find an exercise buddy that's going to help motivate you to go exercise. Buy yourself a fancy outfit, so you're going to go and schedule it. If you don't schedule it like an important meeting with someone, you're never going to go. Consistency is key. It's not like exercising like a mad person for 2 hours that's going to give you benefits, but it's mostly exercising on a regular basis. Even if it's just half an hour, like walk everywhere, It's better for the environment, it's better for your wallet, it's better for your body. Sweat. Try to have a variety of exercise forms like cardio and weightlifting and stretching, and try to vary things around. If you are a runner, try to complement with yoga, and if you do a lot of yoga, do some cardio. Try to vary things a bit and vary according to the season. Maybe in the summer, because it's so hot, you don't want to be shutting door in a yoga studio, and you might prefer to bicycle, to walk early in the morning, or to swim in the ocean or in the pool. And then in the winter you might prefer something indoor, like hot yoga feels really good in the winter. So always adapt to your environment, to your body. Listen to your body. Your body knows what it needs best. Even if I tell you all these things, ultimately your body has all the wisdom. You just have to listen, to slow down, and to pay attention to whatever it needs. A big part of the equation for optimal health, I'm sure you guys guessed it, reduce stress. That's probably the hardest one, because we all are on the highway, we all are triggered every day. It's like when you need to answer an email, it has to be done the day before. We get pinged all the time. There's a lot of stimuli that really affect our nervous system. So my recommendation is just pick your battles, prioritize, do less, be more. There are things that are important right now in your life, but there are things that can wait a month, 3 months or a year. So really try to reprioritize. Just do lists and see what needs your attention right here, right now in your life. And then delegate, we're all here to support each other, and some people are better at doing things. Maybe you can ask a person to do something for you that you don't like, that creates an anxiety or you're not good at, and you can, help that person back by, doing something that you actually love to do or you excel at doing. So that's something also that I like to remind my clients. Be organized. I think organization is key. It takes off a lot of mental space to write things down, do lists, schedule and anticipate versus doing last minute. I know whenever I do something last minute, I get all wide up, and that also plays a part. Meditate. They say that the people that are the busiest are the ones who need the most meditation, and usually they are the ones who tell you that they don't have time to meditate. So if you're someone who says I don't have time to meditate, usually you're the one who needs the most meditation. And it doesn't require, again, a PhD or going to fancy classes. Just sit quietly with a tall spine, and you can even be like lying in your bed in the morning or in the evening if you're really exhausted, and just focus on your breath. Close your eyes and come back to the sensations, come back to the breath. You don't need anything fancy for that, and it could be just 5 minutes. 5 minutes is always better than nothing for everything. Do yoga. Okay, of course I'm biased, but for me yoga is it's like sleeping and eating. If I don't do yoga on a regular basis, I go crazy, my mind goes crazy, my body feel antsy and achy, and I don't think clearly. I feel crappy overall. So just give it a try. And if you think you're too stiff to do yoga, that's because you need it the most, right? It's just like meditation. Too busy to do meditation, do more. Too stiff to do yoga, then try it. Journal to take things off your mind. Do lists to just empty your head. Confide yourself in someone you trust to download everything, whether it be a therapist, a coach, or a trusted friend. And practice self-care. If you are a giver, can you learn to receive? If you are a taker, can you allow yourself to give? It goes both ways, yin and yang. So practicing self-care is just, doing things for your body, mind, and spirit, something that feeds your soul, something that makes your heart smile. This kind of stuff you used to do when you were a kid, would do more of that, because when we're a kid, we're actually smarter than when we're grown up. We do things more intuitively, and usually that's what our body resonates the most with. So do more things, that makes your heart smile, and maybe, pause a moment and again, reprioritize, look at your life and say, okay, does that feed my soul? Does that nurture my mind? Does that, do these relationships, are they beneficial to me, or do they drain me? When I come out of a conversation with someone, do I feel drained or do I feel like energized? Try to find ways to make your life more fun. And even your work, you don't have to change job, you don't have to change relationships, but just do things differently, look at them differently. Do like a little cleanup, a little debriefing, so you can find ways to love the work you do and to love the relationship you sustain. And if you don't, then change. And that's, self-care goes, it's broad spectrum. And then the last touch, end of the day, make sure you do sleep. Your body needs sleep. I don't care if you tell me I only need 6 hours, that's BS. Your body needs sleep to rejuvenate, to detoxify, to recharge your nervous system. All your organs, if you look at the Chinese clock, all your organs rejuvenate and detoxify throughout the night. And the best time to sleep in Chinese medicine and in Ayurveda is 10 p.m. So try to shift things, so you eat earlier, you go to bed earlier, but between 10 and 11 is the best time, because that's when your adrenal glands recharge, and we all are stressed. That's when your liver, your gallbladder recharge, that's when your lungs recharge. So you need quality sleep, and they say that any hour before 12 equals to 2 hours of sleep after 12, after midnight. So go to bed earlier, and get quality sleep. If you have difficulty sleeping, you can contact me. I'll help you with that. There's all kinds of herb supplements and lifestyle adjustments you can do with that. Take your magnesium to start with. Try to have like a little routine before you go to bed to help you wind down, to empty your mind, journal, read, reduce the light on your stay away from your screen if you can, and reduce the lights, dim the lights, play soft music, have a bath, just do something that helps you relax. You can't expect to like be on your computer and go crazy answering like some crazy work emails, or like be on Instagram all night and then expect your mind to shut off. It ain't gonna happen. The energy that you carry throughout your day, especially before you go to bed, you carry it with you in bed. You sleep with them, okay? So you really want to be mindful of that energy that carries you throughout the day, and especially the one right before bed, because that's what your body is going to be busy, your subconscious is going to be busy with during your night, and your sleeps are going to be, your sleep is going to be agitated, and your dreams as well. So, sorry, I talked really fast, but I really wanted to share as much as I could. I hope that was not too, I can slow down. I normally slow down when I do work with my clients because I have more time, but I wanted to share as much as I could, and I wanted to cover really body, mind, spirit, because that's really my approach with my clients, to have a more holistic approach, because you're not just a body, you're so much more than that. So again, I hope you found this helpful. There are more resources on my website, alexandraleny, LENY.com. There's videos, all the topics I just tackled with you, there's more in-depth videos about that. That's going to help summarize if you need to re-listen to that. You can find me also, I'm pretty active on Facebook and Instagram under Wellness by Alexandra. And I also teach yoga every day via Zoom. If you're interested, let me know. And again, I'm super excited to be part of this fun adventure with Aloka. It's like a really fun project, and I'm grateful to Asta and Ellen. They do an amazing job. Thank you so much, girls, for your support and for the quality of your work and the human connection. And you guys are amazing. And we have some amazing practitioners that can support you in so many different ways, body, mind, spirit. So check them out on our website, alokawellness.com. I hope I'll have the honor and the pleasure to coach you, whether it be with my health coaching or my yoga training, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care, and thanks again for listening today.